May 8. Solemnity of the Ascension of the Lord. World Communications Day. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "Thus it is written that the Messiah would suffer and rise from the dead on the third day, and that repentance for the forgiveness of sins would be preached in his name to all the nations, beginning from Jerusalem. You are witnesses of these things. And behold, I am sending the promise of my Father upon you, but stay in the city until you are clothed with power from on high." Then he led them out as far as Bethany, raised his hands and blessed them. As he blessed them, he parted from them and was taken up to heaven. They did him homage, and then returned to Jerusalem with great joy, and they were continually in the temple praising God. The Gospel of the Lord. Evangelization in the digital world. The Ascension is Jesus' homecoming. This is especially seen in the Gospel of John. Jesus is from above, from God. As the Logos, he was with God from the beginning. But the Logos became flesh, took on our human nature to save the world. He was faithful to his mission to the very end by giving up his life. But he took it up again by his resurrection and returned to the Father and to the glory he had before the world began. Jesus, the incarnate Word, is home, but he has prepared for us a place in that home, so that after living a life pleasing to God, we will also be home. The Ascension is part of Jesus' glorification. Luke's Gospel presents him as being lifted up, as a cloud takes him from the sight of his disciples. That is why we imagine heaven as up there, beyond the clouds. Pope Benedict XVI explains in his book, Jesus of Nazareth, that Jesus is taken up into God's very being, participating in God's powerful presence in the world. Jesus' return home means that he has eternally opened up within God a space for humanity, and now calls the whole world into this open space in God. That is why part of Ascension is the sending of the apostles to all the nations to invite all humanity to the space of God. Today is also World Communications Day. To open the world so that heaven may enter in entails that we open the world to the saving message of the Gospel. Today, one cannot speak of the world of men and women without entering into digital networks. In early Christianity, the apostles and evangelizers traveled far and wide to bring the gospel to the Jews as well as to pagans. They preached in synagogues, by riverbanks, and in marketplaces. Nowadays, people congregate around computers and digital gadgets. And so, Pope Francis warns, unless the good news is made known also in the digital world, it may be absent from the experience of many people for whom this existential space is important. The digital environment is not a parallel of purely virtual world, but is part of the daily experience of many people, especially the young.